Watch 1 here. My name is Timothy, and welcome to the review on 75256 KYLO REN'S SHUTTLE. Not too long ago, I made a build video on this set, so you can watch that video, link in the description. So first off, let's start off by looking at those instructions. So the instructions closely resemble the box, with the black greebling pieces and the KYLO Ren at the top. There also are some other advertisements for other sets. And in the front, they show you how to do this the correct way and use a brick separator. First up, for minifigures, we have General Pride. He's a pretty simple minifigure with just some simple like officer printing on the front there with some metallic printing. His torso and legs are actually molded in a slightly metallic mold. He comes with one blaster pistol. His hairpiece is pretty detailed. He looks a lot like Grand Moff Tarkin with the same hairpiece. He has that first face right there and then a second facial expression right there, which is a lot more angry. That's quite nice. Then under here we just have a simple back printing with kind of like a belt continuation. And his hips are a little bit indented to show that he's more of a thin person. And then his blaster is also good. And yeah, this is a good minifigure, so let's get into the next one. So this is your first order Stormtrooper. He's pretty simple. He has some nice leg printing and torso printing, some hip printing too. He's pretty much molded in all white except for his head and his blaster. On the back you can just see some nice printing there. That's like I don't know really. And then his head is a nice mold. It's kind of just got like a visor, things like that. And then his simple blaster. Under the head you just find an angry clone face. So that's pretty standard, and yeah. This is your Sith Trooper, and he looks amazing. I especially love the blaster they included with him. It's a really nice like blaster mold, and then connected with a red lightsaber hilt for a scope. It looks really amazing. I don't know why they don't use that blaster mold for other minifigures. That would be really cool. And then he's got a nice kind of like Stormtrooper printing on the legs, hips, and torso. His face printing is quite nice, pretty much like the first order one, just in red, and then there's this line going down there. No other printing except on the back, which is that printing right there. And then under the head, you'll just find an angry clone face. So yeah, that's your Sith Trooper. Here's one of your Knights of Ren, and he looks amazing. He has this really cool blaster with all these different pieces like studs and a lightsaber hilt, which looks really cool. I'll just remove that. He also has some very nice printing with this like lightsaber hilt thing. I know it's not a lightsaber, but it's like printed across his torso, his hips, and his waist or his legs. And he has this really nice metallic robe thing, which looks really cool. There's also some straps and thermal detonators printed on there. He also comes with a thermal detonator too, which is a printed piece. Then no printing on the side, but his head mold is also really cool. It has some metallic printing and just a black head under there. And then on the back, you'll just see some metallic printing for like straps and armor. And then, yeah, this minifigure is really cool. Let's get into the next Knight of Ren. This Knight of Ren comes with this amazing axe. It's made up of a few different pieces, including a red lightsaber hilt. It looks really cool. I'll just remove that. You can also see he has this robe-like printing, a lot like Emperor Palpatine. He comes with gray hands, and he has a nice face print on there too. Also a nice hood piece. And then he comes with this nice papery cape, and then some back printing too. It's just like robe sort of things, but it was unnecessary, but definitely good detail. Then you can just see a lot of good printing. That nice hood piece works well with this minifigure. Yeah, I really like this Knight of Ren. Now let's get into the last minifigure. Here's Mr. KYLO Ren, and he looks amazing. He comes with his cross-bladed lightsaber and has a slightly darker tint to the lightsaber hilt, which also looks really good. I'll just remove that so you can see him better. He has this nice chainmail look on his printing. Looks really nice with a sort of belt. He also comes with a papery cape. Then under his cape you can just see some unnecessary but very nice chainmail printing, kind of like his front, continuing that belt. Then he also has a nice head mold, which is a little bit oversized, but not by much. Also looks really cool with that red cracking. Then I also have this cool minifigure over here. You might be wondering why exactly. Well, he came with this nice hairpiece, which matches KYLO Ren's hair exactly. He also had two faces there. I don't know why they did that since they didn't even include a hairpiece, but they did include two faces. So that's very good detail by Lego. But yeah, I think this hairpiece matches Kylo Ren exactly and looks really good. So now let's get into the build of the set. The shuttle looks so good. So let's first start off with the cockpit. Just one more thing to note is since this whole shuttle is in black, it will be really easy to see dust collect on there. Also, fingerprints might be easy to see. So just be warned that there might be a little bit of dust and fingerprint if you get this set. In the front of the cockpit, you can see a lot of transparent red pieces. That just looks amazing with the rest of the set. On top of the cockpit, you can see some more greebling with just some like tiles and other sort of pieces. That looks really good. Back there, you can just see like a grill piece and some other pieces back there to represent just texture and things like that. So now let's look inside the cockpit. So for the cockpit, you can easily flip up this thing right here to access the inside. So there are 3 seats in there that don't actually have studs. They're just connected by like this like, I don't really know what piece it's called, but it's kind of like divides their legs and they just like sit in there basically. I've also put one of a flick fire missile over here because there are 2 clips over here to store weapons or whatever you want that can clip in there. There's also this like peg down there where I've stored one of the guns. Once you put your minifigure in a seated position, you can just sit them in there. There's also a nice printed tile under there that is really well detailed. There's also no other stickers in the set, so that's also a bonus. Then, back here, you can pop down this little hatch, but this shuttle is pretty low to the ground, so if you do that, you're not really going to be able to get anyone out of there. It's best to just use it as like a trap door. So on the back, you can see the engines, which there's a feature in the engines that I'll show you in a few seconds. Also, there's this little compartment over here where you can actually store your thermal detonators. So if you wanted to, you could do a bombing run on the resistance base. Pew pew, thermal detonators, drop out, ah, okay, bomb, pew pew, oh, okay. So, what the right-hand engine does is when you turn it to the right, the wings go out. Then when you turn it to the left, they go back in. Now, it's not really necessary for you to do that because when you just pick the set up normally, they will fold out, and then when you put it down, you can just use your hands to do that. That's a little bit easier in my opinion, but you know, if you want to do it the proper way, you can do it that way. Also, you can see these little pins down here. If you press them in, you can shoot at the flick fire missiles. So I'll show you a shot from the front. Boom. I also really like these guns in the front that Lego has put on. They are quite nice using that Kylo Ren's lightsaber hilt. Also, you can see these lights at the front with some other grill pieces on the side. That looks pretty good. Then on the wings, you can see some more details. Actually, a lot of Technic is in this wing. I'll show you why in a second. Then on the side of the wing, you can see a really lot of studs. There are also some grill pieces down here. And then yeah, we're back to the back. So what these hook things enable you to do right here is when you turn them, you can actually fold the wings down like seen in the movies. This is a really cool feature. I don't really like how it looks like this. It kind of just looks like a crushed up look, but you can easily put them back by flipping it up. That looks pretty good. Sometimes they don't all the way clear this platform right there, so sometimes you might need to help it up. But if you do it quick enough, it will be fine. You can also see some like red lights down there. That just kind of breaks up the look. There's also some like transparent blue pieces right there, which are quite nice. Then there's also some inverted tiles around there to just add more detail. So overall, this set is amazing. There's a lot of fun to be had with it, and you can use your creativity to play with it too. One more thing to add is the set is a little bit top heavy and can fall over that way if you press too hard on the cockpit, things like that. So that's not too big of a deal, just one more thing. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, do that, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.